Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Swiftel Center. My name is Brad DeBeer. I'll be serving as your MC tonight. For those of you that will be at the meet, obviously all the athletes and coaches, I'm not sure if we have other guests. I'll be at the meet all weekend down at the award stand on Friday and Saturday, so I hope to see a lot of you there handing out awards. And I promise that I will butcher a lot of your names tonight. I'll try to get better by Saturday when we hand out all the awards at the track meet. So if I screw it up tonight, don't be afraid to tell me. I'm thick-skinned, I can take it. A couple of thank yous real quick. Is Coach Dreeland somewhere close here from Dakota State? Coach Anthony Dreeland, if you would stand up for us real quick. There he is back there. Let's give him a big round of applause for all the work he's done in helping put this meet together. Again, we want to welcome you to Brookings and South Dakota State University, and I know some of you have been in the facility, obviously. One of the greatest indoor facilities you're going to find in the entire country. We hope you enjoy your time here this weekend. You run fast, you jump high, and you throw far, and you have a great weekend this weekend. A big thanks to all who have put this banquet together, the staff at Dakota State University, the NAIA staff that's available here tonight and that is behind the scenes, and of course the staff here at Swiftel Center for allowing us to be in this beautiful building as well. We're kicking off the 58th Men's Anniversary and the 43rd Annual Women's Championship Weekend as we present the NAIA Indoor Track and Field National Awards, which are not contingent on this weekend's race results, along with honoring 3 NAIA track and field athletes for their selection in the NAIA Hall of Fame here this evening. To get things started, we have a video welcome from Jim Carr, the CEO of the NAIA.
Hi, I'm Jim Carr, President and CEO of the NAIA. On behalf of the entire National Office staff, I want to congratulate all student athletes and coaches who qualified for the Indoor Track and Field National Championship. Hope that you enjoy this week. Such a great honor just to be there. And as you compete for national championships and All-American honors, I hope you'll do so as champions of characters. Congratulations and enjoy the week.
For indoor track and field. On behalf of the NAIA National Office, I want to welcome you to Brookings, South Dakota, and the NAIA Indoor Track and Field National Championship. To all the athletes, coaches, and support staff, congratulations on a great season and making it this far. The staff at the National Office is very proud of your dedication, sacrifice, and ability to be great not only in your sport, but also in the classroom. As you go through the week, please make sure to soak in the experience. You've worked hard to get to this point, and now it's time to show why you belong amongst the best in your sport. I look forward to watching you all compete this week, and I'm excited to see who will bring home the red banner and the national championship. Thank you and good luck.
Thank you, Samantha. At this time, we're going to get right into eating because we have a pretty full program. So the event staff here at Swiftel Center will be releasing you. There's food in all 4 corners. As you see back there, obviously the gluten-free buffet in that corner, so if that's where you should be, that's where you'll go. There'll be Swiftel staff coming around to release you now as we get ready, and we'll get ready to start our program at 6:15. So thank you. Here with our awards portion. As you make your way back to your seat, feel free to head that direction. The NAIA Hall of Fame Award is the highest honor presented by the association. Nominees must have outstanding character and leadership ability and be held in high esteem by their colleagues, former coaches, and athletes. The Hall of Fame consists of an athlete and coach category for each sport and a category for general meritorious service. Scott Walkinshaw, a 2018 NAIA Hall of Fame inductee, will introduce our first inductee tonight. Scott, come on up.
Welcome, NAIA athletes. It's been a while, but I really enjoyed this part of the national championships. Always kind of wondered how long this part of it would go, because you're anxious to compete and getting ready for that, a little bit nervous about all that part of it. But first I'd like to congratulate Ramon Miller and Pete Stanton. Congratulations, you guys. I coached at Black Hills State from 1998 to 2019. I was a head track coach till 2008, and then assisted after that. I was head cross-country coach all through that time. I was fortunate to coach Tim Bishop, and along with Tim, 3 other athletes at the time. 2 were going to be here tonight, Rob Marney and Dennis Newell. Dennis is up in Fargo. He's the head cross-country coach at North Dakota State and couldn't make it because of the weather. And then Mike McDaniel, and he was not able to make it. And during that time, they really helped us put Black Hills State on the cross-country track and field map. Between the 4 of them, and again, Tim was there 2 years, 3 years total, but he had gone to Butler County Community College for 2 years, as did Rob, so they weren't there the full 4 years. And between those 4 guys, they earned 7 All-American honors in cross-country, 25 in track and field. And then if you add in Tim's wife, who I was also fortunate to coach, and also Mike's wife, who is not here, but her dad is here, Scott Underwood. You had 10 more of All-American awards, and then a couple national championships with Wes and Nikki. It comes out to 51 All-American awards. But we're here about Tim tonight. And Tim's achievements prior to Black Hills State, he came from Lindsborg, Kansas. He ran at Smoky Valley High School there, and he was a 3-time state champion in the 800, 2-time state champion in the mile. And following high school graduation, he went to Butler County Community College, and he was 4th in the NJCAA 800 his freshman year, and ran on a 3,200-meter relay that ran 7:20 at the national meet. It's still the national meet record, and it was the 9th fastest time ran in the world that year. And I'm going to talk about his accomplishments at Black Hills State because I think they're definitely merited, and then talk about how we got Tim. Cross country, in 2000 he was 68th. In 2001 we were actually ranked number 1 going into the national meet, and Tim was not able to finish due to an injury. Came back in 2002 and he placed 15th. Primarily a track runner, 1,000, 800 mile were his primary events, so getting 15th in cross was a real testament to his ability. Indoor track in 2000, he ran on the distance medley relay, which was the first national championship ever at Black Hills State. He ran with Rob and also with Mike. He ran on the 4x800 meter relay team, school record. We were national runner-up, and he ran the 1,000, also national runner-up. Indoor track in 2002, 1,000 national champion, mile national champion, distance medley relay, 4th place. And then outdoor track in 2001, he was 7th in the 800. He redshirted in 2002, and then in 2003, he won the 1,500 national champion, 4th, and we were 3rd in the 4x800. He was the first indoor and outdoor national champion at Black Hills State. To top that off, he was a 5-time NAIA academic all-scholar athlete, 5 all-scholar honors. Now the good stuff, how I recruited Tim. So first of all, we were getting a lot of athletes of Tim's caliber at Black Hills State. And I hadn't been there very long, but he was good friends with Rob, who's here tonight. And Rob was coming to Black Hills State, and he really wanted Tim to come along with him. And so it was after their sophomore year at Butler County, after the national meet, and Rob pushing Tim to come to BH. Tim had come up a couple times with Rob to look at Black Hills State. And Rob, one of the times they came up, Tim actually did a workout. And I really didn't feel he was going to come to BH, an NAIA school. I thought he was going to go to Kansas State, Tulsa, Emporia, Fort Hays State, a Division II school, something a little bit bigger than us. But I actually told him both times he was there, I said, Tim, if you show any interest at all, let me know, because we'd love to have you. But Rob, after the national meet sophomore year, said, Tim, you got to make a decision. And Tim said, look, if you can stop a stopwatch on 1 second exactly, I'll go to Black Hills State. So Rob picks up a watch and goes click, click. Now, I don't know if you've ever done that before, but if all of you tried to do that 100 times in a row, it's very difficult to do. Rob did it the very first time. Well, Tim tried like heck to get out of it. He said, my arms were crossed, my legs were crossed, my eyes were crossed, everything. So another time, I knew that Tim was kind of a mama's boy. And so I happened to call an actual recruiting call, and I got a hold of his mom, and Tim was gone. So I had a very long conversation with Tim's mom, Genevieve, here. And we talked for about an hour. And what I understand the story is that when Tim got home that day, he said, Tim, I think you should go to Black Hills State. So, coaches, that's a good recruiting lesson. Talk to mom, which you all probably already know. And then Genevieve, Tim's parents, Roger and Genevieve, and Roger's passed away, but were absolute tremendous supporters of the program, coming up from Kansas, going to as many meets as they possibly could, going to all the national meets for sure, but sending a lot of best wishes cards and emails and good lucks. And Genevieve would send cards, and they would always include believe, achieve, and succeed. And one in particular that she sent in February of 2004, I just ran across it, and she said, hello everyone, I'm excited to be traveling to Lincoln this Friday. I'm so sorry I cannot see everyone. I'd really like to be able to cheer you all on. We were split, we were going 2 places in Nebraska. I love this quote I found. The only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary. And that was by Vidal Sassoon. If this isn't the truth, I don't know what is. Do you remember that, Genevieve? Okay. Keep your goals in sight. Good luck to in your meets this week. What Tim Bishop did for our program. I can say that when Tim left, he would ask why he and his teammates didn't go to some of the meets we went to later, especially the California meets as the program continued to grow and just continued to grow. And, you know, I told him, I said it's because of what you and your 2 teammates accomplished is why we were able to go to the meets and expand our program. And what I can say about Tim was kind of a team factor. And I think coaches in here really know what the team factor is. Those of you that, and I'm sure all of you have had, hopefully, an athlete like Tim, those athletes that excel individually, and they also do what's best for the team, and they're supportive of the team members, especially the ones that are really trying hard to do their best. I saw this from Tim, and I've heard it from teammates, and I still hear it from teammates that ran with Tim on how he cared about all the teammates on the team because he wanted to have a good team. And I think in athletics, the successes that everybody has is more special when you have teammates and friends and family to share them with. We have a place out in the Black Hills called Mount Rushmore. So if there was a Mount Rushmore for Black Hills State University, track and field and cross country, Tim Bishop would be on it. Thank you.
Good evening. Thank you, Coach. I think you went over your 5 minutes. That's all right. Mr. Underwood, what was he at? Over. First, I'd like to start by thanking the NAIA for putting on this incredible banquet and the NAIA Hall of Fame Committee. Congratulations to all of you that are here today on your success in reaching this point. I remember those feelings before the national meet and all the jitters and everything that goes with it, so best of luck this weekend. To say I'm humbled to be a part of the NAIA Hall of Fame would be, well, I don't even have the words. I'm still not sure I'm deserving, but since you already put my name on the plaque, I think I'll take it. I want to congratulate Trevor and Ramon as well. Those guys were a little bit after me, but we ran in the same conference, the DAC 10, which is now disbanded, but it used to be schools from South Dakota and North Dakota. And I saw those guys run many times. I lived in Spearfish for, another 7 or 8 years after I graduated. And so I got to see when Dickinson State would come down, and they were incredible. Absolutely deserving of this recognition as well. And it's so good to see Pete Stan here as well, their coach. Coach Stan, I always thought so highly of you and had great respect and admiration for you and your teams. So many people to thank, because you never get to this level without the support of so many people. I want to start by thanking my family, especially my parents. From the time I started running competitively back in middle school all the way to my final collegiate race, my parents traveled thousands and thousands of miles from small town Lindsborg, Kansas. My mom was the unofficial mother of all my teammates, and she used to hand out hugger buggers, as she used to call them. So thank you, Mom, for your love and support. And Dad, I wish you were here. I passed away in 2005, and I've missed you every day since. I often think about the conversation we would have had when I found out I was getting inducted, and I'm betting there would have been a holy cow, in the words of the late, great Harry Carey. I want to thank all my former coaches, as they played a part in my development as a runner. The list includes my middle school coach, James Henderson, high school coaches Todd and Christine Dieterding and Jay Myers, and my coaches at Butler County, Fred and Deb Tornaden, and finally, Coach Walkinshaw. Not many people can say they ran for a Hall of Fame coach. I don't think I can adequately put into words what you've done for me as a runner, and more importantly, as a person. In my mind, what made you a Hall of Famer was the family atmosphere you created and the relationships you formed with every athlete. You always had us ready to run our best when it mattered the most, and I'm forever grateful for what you did for me as a person and a runner. A big thank you to Scout's wife, Lori. I know it was hard all those years with Coach being on the road, all those miles, all those meets, and it couldn't have been easy on you or your family, so thank you for that. Thank you for your support. I want to thank my teammates. I've had a lot of amazing teammates over the years, had the privilege to train with and compete with, especially during my time at BH. Coach touched on it briefly. I was blessed to run with some of the best athletes, not only in the conference, but in the entire country. 3 teammates in particular, Coach Walkshaw touched on, Rob Marney, who's here, Dennis Newell, and Mike McDaniel, who couldn't be here tonight. Those guys were phenomenal, and they had all the American awards to prove it. Getting to train and compete with those guys every day, especially under the tutelage of Coach Walkinshaw, made us all better. Every practice with these guys was a battle, and the concept of an easy run did not exist. But in the end, we were all better because of it, because we brought out the best in each other. And I wouldn't be standing here without you guys. Thank you for your friendship and for being here. It means the world to me, Rob, thanks. All three of you guys are Hall of Famers in my book. Finally, I'm honored to stand up here and represent the green and gold. BHSU has a long and storied history in cross country and track, and I'm thrilled to have been a small part of it. So many great runners came before me, guys like Jim Glazer, Ken Hunter, Kurt Fiedler. The tradition has continued long after Rob, Dennis, Mike, and I left, with guys like Cody Borderwick, Mitch Kraft, Jonah Thiessen, Alec Baldwin. It's been incredible to see the program thrive to this day, and I still follow the team closely. I will always be proud to be a Yellow Jacket. Finally, I want to thank my wife, Wesley, and my boys for being here and sharing this special moment with me. Wesley, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I know I'm the second best runner in our marriage. I hope one day our boys will grow up to love the sport as much as we did. Special shout out to Ryan Helene from my hometown, Lindsborg. Good luck, bud. Thank you.
Congratulations, Tim. At this time, we'll bring up our second person to introduce our second inductee. At this time, Pete Stanton will introduce our next inductee.
Thank you. And before we get started, I want to recognize a few people. Our president of Dickinson State University, Steve Easton, and his wife, Mary Verne, are here. Shane Whitcup is our coach, and I know the Dickinson State team is somewhere out there, so shout out to you guys as well. As mentioned, Trevor Berry who to me is one of the all-time NAIA greats. He was a bronze medalist in the high jump in the 2011 World Championships. He lives in Fargo and wasn't able to make it today, so we're going to move his to next year, and we'll be able to honor him, recognize him at that time. It's my pleasure tonight to introduce Mr. Ramon Miller. He came to Dickinson State in 2005 from the Nassau, Bahamas. By the time his career was complete, he would be a part of 9 individual and relay national championships, 12 All-American awards, and was the 2-time MVP in both the indoor and outdoor in 2009. Ramon first when I met Ramon, was down in the Bahamas and watching some of our other guys. We had several very good athletes. Aaron Clear was a 4-time, one of the only 4-time national champions in the 400. And he pointed out Ramon to me, and we were able to talk. And he set the junior national record in the Bahamas in the 800. He said, "Coach, he doesn't want to run the 800." I said, "He doesn't have to. He can run the 400." So he never did run anything above a 400 again, and we were glad he did. He came to 2006 in Dickinson State. He was a part of the national championship team in 2006 in the indoor. He was with the team, and Trevor Berry was also on that team that set a national record that year in the indoor at that time down in Johnson City. In 2007, he'd win his first national championship in the 400 in the outdoor, and would also be All-American in 2 relays as well. 2008 is when Ramon really made his presence known in the NAIA scene. He began dominating in the NAIA by winning national championships in the 400 and also in the 4x4 and the 4x1, where his team was national runner-up. In 2009, Ramon went to the NAIA indoor meet again and set the national record at that time in the 400. He set the national record in the 400. He also took up the 200 that year and won the 200 national championship. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to run the 200 in the outdoor because it was too close. I'm sure that's been changed by now, but Ramon couldn't double at that time in the 4 and the 2, or he won the 200 as well. Ramon's 4x4 team also won, and then he was a national champion in the 4x4, 4x1, and in the outdoor, the team ran 3:06 in the outdoor to win the national championship in the 4x4, and it was the 7th year in a row that Dickinson State was either first or second at the national meet. And of course, it didn't stop there, as everyone knows, for Ramon. as he went into his professional career. He made the Bahamas 4x4 national team in 2008, where they were silver medalist in Beijing. And then he went on to run in the Open 400 in 2009 and in 2011 World Championships, where he made the semifinals. And the pinnacle of Ramon's career was in the 2012 Olympic Games in London, where for the first time in the history of Bahamas track and field, they won a gold medal. And Ramon was running first or second leg early, and we talked before the finals, and they made a switch and put Chris Brown earlier, and Ramon went to the anchor leg. And those that remember, the United States hadn't lost that 4x4 relay in many years, and the guy that passed the United States and won the first gold medal for the country of the Bahamas was the gentleman here tonight, Ramon Miller. He earned his degree in exercise science from Dickinson State in 2010. Ramon was a special talent, but most importantly, a dedicated worker, a great teammate, and a fierce competitor. He's done very well in his career as a police officer in the Bahamas, where he lives with his wife Cindy and his daughters. It is a pleasure for me to present to you for induction in the NAIA Hall of Fame, Mr. Ramon Miller.
Good evening. All right, yes, good evening all, good evening all. First of all, congratulations, Tim, Pete, Stan, Mr. President, Shane. It all started in 2006 when I came down here. You know, I was excited to see the snow, Dickinson State, and that all changed. I don't like the snow, I don't like the cold, but it was a great experience, you know. First and foremost, my wife and I, we flew down here from the Bahamas. Like they said, I'm from the Bahamas. You know, all we used to is the sun, and the sea. But that being said, it was an honor and it's a pleasure to be at Dickinson State University. They created me. They made me who I am. They made me. They showed me the value of adjusting. We didn't have an indoor facility. We only had a couple treadmills and you know, we made it work. You know, I created a lot of friends, relationship. You know, I experienced. I learned football up there. So, you know, that's the best thing. You know, I learned how to play football. I learned the downs. You know, and now I watch football every Sunday once it's on. But other than that, Pete said it all. You know, it was determination, dedication, discipline, and the desire, you know, coming from the Bahamas into America. You know, everybody, we normally travel to America. The furthest we go is Florida, you know. The furthest Bahamians go is Florida, but I went way up in Dickinson to try it out. You know, my intentions was not go to school. I was working, actually. And when Pete came down at the CAC championship, and he saw me around the 800, and it all started from there. I've been there 2006. My first year I wasn't as good as I wanted to. You know, I was battling a few injuries, and of course the cold. I came there as an 800-meter runner, but it was too cold, and it was too cold. Like, it was really, really cold. And I say, Mr. Stanton, boy, I don't know how we can make this work, but let's try our best. So I ran one 800 that year. I remember running 155, and at the conference championship, I ran the 400, and that was it. I was running the 400 ever since. And Pete said, you know, I won many national titles. I can't even count. I can't even recall how much I ran. But I never thought of it as nothing to be boastful, and you know, I just thought about it as, you know, representing my school, representing myself, and helping the team out as best as I could. Like I tell a lot of my athletes now that my feet opened many doors my hands couldn't open. And that being said, is, you know, I got a scholarship. I ended up getting a degree, and you know, and furthering my career in track and field. And I mean, it's just so much, and it's a delightful moment. And I mean, and I have to really thank Pete. Pete. I call him Pete, but it's actually Coach Stan. But like he said, when I was competing professionally, I always text him. I always ask him, "Hey, you think this is a good workout?" Or and he always respond to me. He never failed me. And most of all, I want to thank my wife, for making the trip down here. Cindy, she made it down here with me. She used to live in Dickinson too, but it's a long story. But yes, I created many friendship during my tenure running, and it goes to show, it's not the division we're in, it's how much dedication and desire you have. I was in NAIA, but I was running 20-point and 45s. And I know I got to go to any school, but I stayed right here and I made it work. So don't let the D1s and the D2s, play a mind game on you. But let's go there. You guys are here for the championship. This the start of the start of your 2023 journey. The seniors, let's make it count. The juniors, the fresh ones, let's build into it. It's all about building. I wasn't aware I had to speak in front of all of these people. So, of course, it's nothing new to me. And I just want to say, you guys, let's be determined, be dedicated, be disciplined, and have the desire. And whatever you guys choose, track and field is like the building bone, and it made me. And now I can take my experience and my lifelong lessons and, cater and foster young athletes. And don't be ashamed, don't be afraid, to take the next step. And that's what I did. And on that note, I just want to finally say thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing me to be here. Thank you for getting this honor, and this is a pleasure. Have a nice night.
Well, they take that picture. I think about a guy that fast. Could have went anywhere in the world. Nothing against Dickinson. But Dickinson, North Dakota? Really? Come on. I hope Coach Stanton won some Coach of the Year awards for getting that guy to Dickinson. I know that. Again, Tim and Ramon, congratulations on your outstanding accomplishments. I know I speak for the entire room when I say those accomplishments are inspiring to everyone in the room. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, let's thank and welcome our Hall of Fame inductees for attending us here tonight and being a part of it. Thank you. Real quick, in the room, out of the 1,700 or so people that are here, if you're a national champion already, would you stand up so everybody can see how many national champions we have in the building right now? Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool right there. Before we start presenting awards, we'd like to recognize one specific group for their leadership in NAIA track and field, that being the officers of the NAIA Track and Field Coaches Association. President Doug Edgar of Indiana Tech. First Vice President Jeff Magley of William Jessup University. Second Vice President Caleb Snyder of Indiana Wesleyan University. Secretary Josh Colvin of Indiana University, Kokomo. And past President Mike Collins of Lewis Clark State College. This group of coaches volunteer their time throughout the season to help guide decisions to make NAIA track and field the best it can be. Again, let's show them a little of our appreciation for all their work. Thank you. The NAIA's Champions of Character initiative equips athletic participants, coaches, athletic administrators, and parents with skills necessary to build character in the context of sport. The NAIA's Champions of Character program focuses on core values that go beyond competition to the daily decisions of our youth. Integrity, respect, responsibility, sportsmanship, and servant leadership help young people and those associated with their development make good choices in all aspects of their lives and reflect the true spirit of competition. We're extremely proud that many of them are represented at this championship. As a special presentation this evening, we're going to honor one individual from each of our men's and women's team qualifiers. Each recipient was chosen by their institution as someone who embraces the core values of respect, responsibility, integrity, servant leadership, and sportsmanship in their role as a teammate. As your name is called, please come forward to be recognized for a group photo on stage. Here's how we're going to do this now, because this could take a while. There's a lot of people. So we ask that you please clap one time after each name is read, okay? So we're going to practice. I'm going to say a name and the university they're from. So we'll say Champions of Character from X University. You guys are quick learners. Student athletes, I like it. Student athletes. All right, let's start on the women's side. Rebecca Beltran, Aquinas College of Michigan. Madison Sutton of Benedictine College of Kansas. Alexia Boyd of Campbellsville University. Jessica Heiser Watley of Columbia of South Carolina. Rachel Battershell of Concordia University, Nebraska. Praise Indamadudu of Cumberland University, Tennessee. Grace Tim of Dickinson State University. Olivia Bauckham of Doane University. Maggie Ledbetter of Eastern Oregon University. Macy Kopp of Evangel University of Missouri. Summer Cooper of Goshen College, Indiana. Anna Halstead of Grace College of Indiana. Jessa Eden of Hastings College of Nebraska. Destiny Copeland of Huntington University, Indiana. Grace Teagues of Lewis Clark State College in Idaho. Kaylee Lowe of Life University of Georgia. Caitlin Dominy of Milligan University of Tennessee. Jessica Gockery of Montreat College, North Carolina. Taylor Sporer of Morningside University in Iowa. Eliana Clark of Mount Marty University in South Dakota. J.C. Vanderwall of Northwestern College of Iowa. Courtney Hall of Olivet Nazarene University, Illinois. Samantha Knoll of Siena Heights University in Michigan. Ermeris Mendez of Southeastern of Florida. Megan Jansett of St. Ambrose University of Iowa. Elise Tinglestead of the College of Idaho. Bailey Wilk of the University of St. Francis, Illinois. Aaron Burke of Vanguard University, California. Brianna Eide of Viterbo University in Wisconsin. And Lena May of William Carey University in Mississippi. Congratulations, ladies. Come on up, make a couple lines, and we'll get photos taken. Again, congratulations, ladies. And now on the men's side, Jacob Tenbush of Aquinas College of Michigan. Colton Meyer of Concordia University of Nebraska. Aridia Goodness of Cumberland University, Tennessee. Jacob Jochum of Dakota State University. Jade Moore of Doane University. Tanner Nett of Eastern Oregon University. Pablo Sanz Rio of Friends in Kansas. Jordan Garlinger of Goshen College of Indiana. Dimitri, and I know I'm just going to brutalize this last name, so Dimitri M. Come on up, man. From Grace College. Josh Ballard of Indiana Tech. Simeon Gagai of Kansas Wesleyan. London Kirk of Lewis Clark State College in Idaho. Christian Colin of Life University. Silas Chambers of Milligan University. Dustin Blevins of Montreat College. Seth Wiebelhaus of Mount Marty University. Caleb Rutherford of Mount Mercy University. Trey Engelman of Northwestern College. Noah Sears of Olivet Nazarene University. Jefferson Edwards of Siena Heights University. Tommy Smith of Spring Arbor University. Alex Seifert of St. Ambrose University. TJ Sanders of Southeastern. Jamon Smith of Texas Wesleyan University. Michael Corcoran of University of St. Francis. Jorge Olivio Cabrera of Waldorf University. Shamar Palmer of William Carey University. And Seth Alexander of Xavier. Good work, gentlemen. Make your way on the stage. Congratulations, gentlemen. Not only do NAIA athletes excel at the competition level, but we see through these honorees that intentional and directed focus on character development is an integral part of a program's success. Again, congratulations to all of our Champions of Character individual award winners. This is the 8th year that the NAIA track and field programs, who are members of the U.S. Track and Field and Cross Country Coaches Association, were able to vote on USTF CCCA Regional Indoor Track and Field Student Athletes and Coaches of the Year. We'll begin the Men's Track Athlete of the Year Awards. Gentlemen, as I announce your name, please proceed on stage to be recognized. Please remain up front for a photo. You can come on up on stage right away. I'm going to read through everybody in each category. And then the awards will be coming to you. They didn't make it here on time, so apparently there's some shipping delays or something. So we start from the Great Lakes region. Brian Hernandez Rios of Grace College. From the Midwest region, Peyton Malden of Dort. From the South region, Bryn Woodall of Milligan. From the South Central region, Charles Dorsett III of Texas A&M Texarkana. And from the West region, Dante Soul of Multnomah. Congratulations again, gentlemen. Come on up on stage for a picture. Congratulations, gentlemen. Now for the women's track regional award winners. Once again, ladies, as I announce your name, please proceed forward to be recognized right on stage. Please remain up on stage for that photo. From the Great Lakes region, Addie Wiley of Huntington University. From the Midwest region, Renzi Rosinski of Dickinson State. From the South region, Joy Abu of William Carey. From the South Central region, Alyssa Armandaris of the University of St. Mary, Kansas. And from the West region, Sydney Littlelight of Rocky Mountain College. Congratulations, ladies. And again, there'll be plenty of time after for more pictures on stage or wherever. We'll now continue on with the Field Athlete of the Year Awards, beginning with the men. Gentlemen, again, as I announce your name, please proceed forward. Come on up on stage. From the Great Lakes region, Jakelvion J.K. Jackson of Madonna. From the Midwest region, Dylan Kuchera of Midland. From the South region, Aridia Goodness of Cumberland. From the South Central region, Gavin France of Columbia College, Missouri. And from the West region, Caleb Pouliot of the Masters University. He said he's a field athlete. He doesn't run up here. Congratulations, gentlemen. Now for the women's field regional award winners. Ladies, again, come on up as your name is announced. Step on stage. From the Great Lakes region, Juanita Webster Freeman of Indiana Tech. From the Midwest region, Kiera Anderson of Hastings. From the South region, Paige Manny of Tennessee Wesleyan. From the South Central region, Carly Lindenmeyer of Mid-America Nazarene University. And from the West region, Maggie Ledbetter of Eastern Oregon University. Congratulations, ladies. Now for the 5 regional men's assistant coach awards. Again, coaches, as your name is called, please come forward to receive your award. Remain up front here for a photo. From the Great Lakes region, Jacob Pointer of Grace College. From the Midwest region, Nate Wolf of Dort. From the South region, David Claybrooks of Kaiser. From the South Central region, Shaquelle Lewis of Kansas Wesleyan. And from the West region, Johnny Durayagan of Vanguard. I know, I brutaled that. That was brutal. I know. Congratulations, coaches. Now for the 5 regional women's assistant coach awards. Again, come on up as you hear your name. From the Great Lakes region, Josh Nidek of Huntington University. From the Midwest region, Zach Osgood of Hastings. From the South region, Malcolm Diaz of William Carey. From the South Central region, Nolan Ryan of the University of St. Mary, Kansas. And from the West region, Connor Bracken of Eastern Oregon University. Coaches, congratulations. And now for the 5 regional men's coach awards. The head coach awards from the Great Lakes region, Mike Holman of Marion. From the Midwest region, Craig Heinen of Dort. From the South region, Nick Dodson of Southeastern. From the South Central region, Alston Benton of the University of St. Mary, Kansas. And from the West region, Ben Welch of Eastern Oregon University. Coaches, congratulations. And now for the 5 regional Women's Coach Awards. From the Great Lakes region, Doug Edgar of Indiana Tech. I remember those guys last year. They were really hard to beat for noise when you get into that track meet this weekend, so I remember them. From the Midwest region, Matt Beisel from Concordia University, Nebraska. From the South region, Ryan McKenzie of William Carey. From the South Central region, Kenny Anderson of Central Methodist. And from the West region, Ben Welch of Eastern Oregon University. Congratulations, coaches. Again, a huge thank you to Swiftel Center for hosting this great event. A huge thank you to the NAIA, to Dakota State University, and congratulations, award winners, and best of luck, athletes and coaches, tomorrow. That concludes our event. Have a great weekend.